25 handicap, having issues with an open club face angle through the downswing, leading into a flipping recovery through your impact area. Looking at the P5 position, we can see why this happens. The club face is extremely far open and needs to be closed through strike. That releasing or throwing of the hands through that impact area will also force your body to jump and early extend out of your way to create the space needed, but this lesson won't be covering that. We're instead trying to talk about the theory of why that club face got where it is, and I think that if that face is not as far open, you don't need to flip, you don't need to jump, and you'll be attacking the root of the issue. But looking at your setup, we're going to go instead into a route of theory with that club face angle. I'd like to see your posture a bit more up in the 50s here, but using a 45-degree angle will help keep the math simple and really just keep our point about relativity to square with that face angle. So if your spine angle is 45 degrees, the club face angle at P2 and P5 is considered square when it matches the spine angle of 45 degrees. So at P2, we're going to measure the difference between 45 and your face angle, and it's just under 20 degrees of roll open. If we measure the P5 angle, it's almost too far open, somewhere beyond 90 degrees, and I'm not going to try to calculate math in my head. It could be upwards of 110 degrees open. Anyway, as we're looking down, we already know what that face angle is going to do, force you into jumping and extending, but what happened to make that club change so differently from P2 to P5? Because your body's not in a drastically different position, your wrists don't look like they're extremely different, but there is a big change in that face angle. And what I believe it is pronation of the left arm, supination of the right arm. It will take some doing to try to figure this out, but if we keep this P2 position right here, the simplest way we can try to visualize this is if this is a clock, you can never let the club face feel like it's rolling open or this way, counterclockwise. We always need to feel like we're keeping that club face in its stable position, somewhere between 2 and 3 o'clock, somewhere around here at that 45, but also feeling like we can rotate the clock clockwise in the backswing. So that motion would keep that club face angled a bit more down towards the ground. Instead, where you tend to go is this way, rolling it counterclockwise and opening the face. Try to just watch your backswing stopping at about P3, look back if you can see that club face, and just see if you can point it again down towards the ground. If you can do that, then try to proceed with your downswing. The face will already be square and you won't need to jump or extend out of your way. So just again, monitor your P2 and P5 positions, P5 being most important, and the length of your backswing really doesn't help. I said the main issue being pronation of the forearms, which is a rolling move. There's also some cupping of that left wrist, which is going to further keep that face open. Sorry for those arrows there, wanted to keep lines. Instead, looks a bit like this, that cupped angle, which is going to further open up that face. All of the recovery you do on the way down can result in success if your timing's well, but you know how consistent that can be. So keep it short, keep those knuckles down, and try to prevent the rolling of that face in the backswing. Good luck. SendToSwing.com.